Hello, I'm Kads, and welcome back to the Free-to-Play Review. Today's topic is the third installment of the Starter Champion Hero's Path featuring Athel, and it is once again a mixture of a Dungeon Divers and an Artifact Enhancement. The rewards are basically the same, where you get the Split Soul and the Rare Champion. However, they've changed it up on us, guys. They have given us the opportunity for a Legendary Tome instead of the 50 Plarium points that it was previously for Gaelic and Elhain. Now, as you guys know, I am a hardcore Legendary Tome chaser, so I will be trying my hardest to get down all the way to 3,000 points, preferably on the left side where I can get the Ancient Shard as well. The point totals are the same as before. However, this time we are going to include the bottom reward because it is so desirable, so we're adding 3,000. The left-hand path will take 15,200 points to complete, all the way down to the tome, and the right path, which is cheaper, will take 14,050 points to get all the way down to the tome. Completing the whole thing from both sides is the same at 26,250. So as usual, let's pop over to the spreadsheet where we have some numbers listed out here. So the Dungeon Divers aspect is the same as before, where you have the option to do 12-3 Brutal. There is a champion training event starting tomorrow if you want to partake in that. And the crux of it, of course, will be the Dungeon Divers portion, where we have a couple of options: the Dragon tournament for Lizardmen, as well as the Spider tournament for the Oella Fusion. So you can pick your poison as far as which methods or both you want to commit to get your coins. And as usual, I always like to highlight that it's on average about 32 coins per run for any of the high-level dungeon stages. If we jump over to the energy cost, they have increased slightly for the left and right because, once again, I have added the Legendary Tome into the totals here, so you can see these at your leisure. This is how much it would cost in energy, roughly, on average, if you were to do purely Dungeon Divers as far as getting all the way down to the tome. Now, normally this is where I would say, that's a lot of energy and it's not really worth doing, but in this case, there is a Legendary Tome up for grabs, so I think it's worth noting that we should really look at the Artifact Enhancement part of this. Now, keep in mind, if you are participating in the Oella Fusion, you will still have to do the next Artifact Enhancement that's coming up for that as well, so be forewarned. But if you're skipping the Fusion and you want to spend some silver, this is the great time to do it, because you can get, as you can see, 600, 700, or closer to 800 points for just ranking up your artifacts to level 16, and a good chunk for getting stuff to level 12. So if this is a great time to do a gear cleanse or level up all the gear you got from forging for CVC, if you guys are into that as well. Leveling up your gear right now is a great time to do it in order to offset the total energy cost it's going to take to do this with purely Dungeon Divers. So, what's my plan to get this done? First off, as I suggested to you guys, I will have some forging to do. It is CVC, and there's 2x on forging, so I do definitely want to get some of my resilience and perception crafted here. I'm also capped on Magisteel, so I will be getting a bunch of new gear and being able to roll it up, so doing a partial gear cleanse, and that will give me some artifact enhancement points. On top of that, if we look at the tournaments, I am still working on the Dragon tournament for Lizardmen. I've done about half of it, I think, maybe 1,100, 1,200, yeah, 1,100 points. So I still plan to finish that out today. I might push to try and snipe third, so maybe 2,200, 2,300, depending on how things go by the end of the night. I still have 7.5 hours to get that done. There is, of course, the Spider tournament. I'm not starting that today, but over the next couple of days, I will be getting into the Spider as well, getting to the 2,250 or 750 points a day if you're doing it day by day, in order to continue on with the Oella Fusion. And as I mentioned, of course, there is the champion training event that starts tomorrow as well, and you can get some points for all the shields from running stage 12-3 on Brutal. Now, it's worth noting that the Hero's Path only lasts for 3 days, so over the first 2 days of it, I'm going to be focusing more on the Dungeon Divers aspect of it and a little bit of the Artifact Enhancement via the Forge. But on the last day, I will definitely be switching more towards Artifact Enhancement and going in, looking at my gear, probably more of my accessories, and filtering on a bunch of the unrolled stuff I have here, and just leveling up to level 8, level 12, checking the substats, and selling it off. That way I can keep majority of my silver, the call to gear cleanse. I can keep majority of my silver, but also be getting Artifact Enhancement points along the way. If you're worried about not having enough energy to get all of these things completed over the next 3 days, then just remember that you can take it slow slow, somewhat slow, and use all of your daily energy that you just get by doing daily quests and logging in for a certain amount of time, as well as take advantage of your CVC rewards here, where you get a decent chunk of energy depending on your tier. In addition to that, hopefully you guys have been saving your energy refills over the past few months or weeks or whatever, and you have those at your disposal. And this is, again, a perfect situation to use this. We also had a raid update, so you do get a 2-day long energy refill there as well. And lastly, the clan shop does have 1,000 energy in there for 1,000 coins. So if you guys have spare coins, this would be a great time to dip into that 1,000 energy. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for this free-to-play review of the Athel's Path. As I mentioned, I'm going to be focusing on Dragon for the rest of the night and a little bit of Spider, and then starting on some champion trading tomorrow. Best of luck to all of you pursuing the Void Shard and or the Relentless, as well as good luck to those of you trying to get the Legendary Tome from the Hero's Path. As always, if you guys found this video helpful, then be sure to drop a like down below. And if you enjoy the videos like this or others on the channel, then be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.